Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible systems that keep your home running. You know, the stuff you never think about until, well, it stops working. So let me ask you a question. What do you think is the biggest threat to your home's value? You might think it's the housing market, or maybe a big storm. But what if the real danger is already inside your home, just silently waiting? And to really get a handle on this, we're going to zoom in on one specific place, Taylor, Michigan. It's a perfect case study where the local history, the geography, and the infrastructure all come together to create a really unique and pretty serious set of challenges for homeowners. Okay, so let's get into it. To really understand the risks your home could be facing, we first have to understand the world your plumbing actually lives in. You know, what's going on behind the drywall and under the floorboards every single day. So picture this. A ton of the homes in this area went up between the 1950s and 70s. It was a huge post-war building boom. And what that means is that a whole lot of the original plumbing is still in the ground, still in the walls, working way past its expected expiration date. All right, now this is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about how the specific factors in this area combine to create what is basically a perfect storm for plumbing failures. You see, it's not just one thing. It's like a multi-front attack on your pipes. First off, you've got those old materials, galvanized steel, cast iron, and they're just plain corroding. Then you've got the clay soil in Wayne County, which literally expands and contracts, squeezing your pipes. On top of that, you throw in Michigan's brutal freeze-thaw cycles. And to top it all off, hard water from the Detroit system, which leaves mineral deposits that choke your pipes from the inside out. It's a real convergence of risks. And here's the thing about that old cast iron. We used to think it was basically indestructible, right? Well, turns out it has a shelf life. And when it fails, we're not just talking about a little drip. We're talking about a potential catastrophic failure, leaking unsanitary waste right inside your walls. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. A little leak you notice might seem like a simple annoyance, but it could actually be a symptom of a much, much bigger problem that's threatening the very structure of your house. So we know the why. Now, what about the what? How do all these deep-seated issues actually show up in your daily life? And maybe more importantly, are you seeing or hearing any of these warning signs in your own house? I love this chart. It's basically a Rosetta Stone for your home's weird noises and problems. That gurgling toilet you've been ignoring, it might be telling you about a major sewer line blockage. It connects those little annoyances to their potentially huge underlying causes. And you look at this list and you might think, oh, a dripping faucet? That's no big deal. But that's the thing. In a place with these kinds of systemic issues, those small problems are often just the first visible signs of widespread corrosion and buildup. They're literally just the tip of the iceberg. All right, so let's say one of those little warning signs isn't so little anymore. It's a full-blown emergency. What happens next? How do you actually get from that moment of panic to peace of mind? A professional process should look something like this. And the whole point here is to take the chaos out of a really stressful situation. No surprises, no mysteries, just a clear step-by-step path from problem to solution. And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't just about stopping a drip. It's about making sure the fix is done right, that it's up to code, and this is a big one, that it doesn't end up causing problems with your homeowner's insurance down the line. Okay, so we've covered the problems, we've covered the process. Now let's zoom out and talk strategy. How do you protect your biggest asset, your home, from all these invisible threats? And this right here, this is the big dilemma for anyone in an older home. Do you repair or do you replace? A small patch is tempting, it's cheaper right now. But if your whole system is on its last legs, a full replacement, while it's a bigger investment up front, is probably the smarter financial move for the long haul. And this is super important to remember because the first number you hear isn't always the last. You got to think about permit fees, the cost to repair drywall after they open up the walls, and maybe even discovering more damage once you get in there. These are the things that can really impact the total cost. So really, what this all boils down to is this. Knowledge is power. When you understand the specific things that make your home vulnerable, its age, its location, you can stop just reacting to disasters and start being proactive about protecting it. So by paying attention to those little warnings and really understanding the big picture, you can make sure that hidden network under your feet is protecting your investment, not threatening it. The real question is, are you listening to what your home might be trying to tell you right now?